So hello guys, welcome you all in HTML in one video, and in this video we will cover the basic structure of HTML and everything get to know about starting the HTML. And this will be a very helpful course for new students and developers who want to start their development journey. We cover everything you need to know to get started the HTML, the foundation of web development. Here is the repository where you will find all the codes. In the wiki section you will find all the articles, all the required things related to this course, and a short intro of everything. And here's the HTML quiz where you can take a quiz of yourself, just like what is HTML. It's a hypertext markup language, and let's check the answer. It's one, of course, it's hypertext markup language. And now we will also cover the deployment part, that how to deploy your HTML that you have created to website. And that is the most necessary part, because if you will not deploy it, then how others will see project your work. Let's get started with the introduction. You will get all the codes here in this repository, and I will also teach you some basic things about Git and GitHub, because if you want to learn only HTML, Git is obviously not necessary, but if you want to be a developer, Git is necessary. And if you want to skip the Git part, you can obviously skip it because it's an optional part. And let's get started with the introduction. So HTML is obvious hypertext markup language. It started to create a basic structure of any website, just like this is HTML. And if we will remove the CSS, mainly the web design consists of three languages, that is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And CSS used for styling the web page, just like the font is bigger and color white and the background is black, that the structure in a row, in a column, that is defined by the CSS. And HTML provide this structure, just like text, table and other things. You can see here in this development environment section, these are the basic tags, just like anchor tag, images, adding multimedia. Are the basic things of HTML, why we need HTML. And the JavaScript part comes for the adding interactivity and dynamic behaviors to your website, because if just like I click here, it closes, open. But this can be also done by normal HTML, but JavaScript is good for doing this, and using fetch request, async await. There are many things about JavaScript you can learn in our next series on validation, animations, and there are many things in JavaScript you have to learn. And I think the intro part is so longer, so we will start our HTML in one video tutorial. So our introduction is over, and why we need HTML, CSS, JavaScript, I will try to keep the video smaller and faster, so that you can learn it very faster, because it's not a hard thing to learn HTML. For using HTML, we have to set a development environment. So for that we have to use a text editor. So in this part I will cover the development part of this video. This video will have three parts that I have shown you in my topics to be covered, that is introduction, development and deployment. These are the three parts we will cover here. So we are now in the second phase, that is development of our HTML website or learning HTML. So for that we need a text editor. A good text editor always makes your code easier and more efficient, just like VS Code. If you know about emits, I'm not talking about the GitHub Copilot. So we will disable it for now. And for testing we will use a browser. We need a browser for testing and for compiling the HTML. And we will use a little bit CSS and JavaScript to make it look good, and we will cover all the basic HTML tags, and you will also find the resources, top resources to learn HTML here in this page. And what's next you have to learn, just like Node.js, Next.js, PHP, CSS, JavaScript. You'll also find the codes of that languages or that topics there at this URL. And what's next after learning this is the guide from where you can learn what you have to do next after learning HTML, because HTML is just a starting point of your development journey. And we'll use Git, so let's copy it and let's clone this repository here. And I will also teach you little bit Git commands, just like git clone, that will clone all the files from here to my local environment. And for that, if I will click here, this will create a HTML1 video folder here, but I want to spread it out here in current folder, so it will be created here. So for now, I will show you a website that is I like very good, that is W3 Schools. And this is the website where you can learn HTML easily. And if I will cover all the things, the video will be much longer, so I will try to do a concise way and in a very So let's get started with creating an index.html that will consist of this is the basic structure of HTML. And let's create a new profile. So now you can also add the shared theme. The previous theme was the shared theme. You can search and install this. Okay, so this is the basic structure of HTML. I will explain you one by one. This is idoc type HTML that defines the HTML version. Every HTML document starts with a doc type declaration, idoc type HTML, followed by HTML tag, which wraps all the content inside it. We have the head section for meta informations and body section for content to display on the web page. So we have two tags. Firstly, the body head tag and the body tag, that is under the HTML tag. This lang attribute, this is called attribute. Whatever it inside the tag, this is called attribute, just like style, class name, ID. You will learn later, so don't think about it, and I will explain you one by one. This is idoc type HTML that describes the version of HTML, and the doc type is HTML, means the document type. Then comes the HTML tag, and then the head tag that contains the meta information, just like the document title of the document, the meta information, just like meta keywords and description, etc. And the body will contain the content, just like if I will write h1 and write HTML in one video. And for running that, we can either directly open it, just like click on here, and this will be open here. You have to Control S, save it, and now this is here. So now you can go to file and turn on autosave, and you will need an extension if you want it to auto reload or hot reload. So for this, you have to search for live preview of live server. This is by Microsoft. This is by Ritvik Day. and you can also download any of them. I like Live Preview by Microsoft because it opens in the current tab. After installing, we have to reload. Control Shift P and reload window. Let's close this and let's show preview. You can also open this URL in your browser, but let's close this and this is our HTML basic structure and we are going to follow. And this is not a series about CSS and JavaScript, so I will not cover so much of CSS and JavaScript. So let's get started with the HTML intro, and this is all the things I have already said to you. And the basic HTML tags are h1, paragraph, and the way of writing an HTML tag is here the tag name, and we have to write the content inside this, and this is called an attribute. That will contain the attributes of the HTML tag. You will learn it later. And this is the basic structure, you can see, and the history of HTML. So in this part we will learn about headings, h1 tags, that is h1. Heading 1, I think if I will write, the video will be so longer, so I will just copy paste and explain you the things that is in this tutorial. So you can see the why this h1 tag is used. For h1 tag defines the largest size and h6 tag is the lowest size. Now let's use the paragraph tag. And what is the paragraph tag? Headings in HTML are defined within h1 to h6 tags. h1 begins the highest level and paragraph is defined using p tag. And this is a paragraph, and you can see the size of the font is much lower than the h1 tag, and in between something HTML heading tags. You can also use style and font size larger to make it larger, but it is not a CSS video, so I will not cover this. And this is about the heading tags and the paragraph tags. And now I will show you about the HTML title, that is document. You can also rename it to HTML in one video. Here you can see the title is changed. Title is this thing. If you will view page source of this website, you will see the title. Here is the title in the introduction to HTML, and the head tags content of OG title, keywords, description for SEO, search engine optimization. After paragraph tag, we will see that how to create multiple pages on a website. For that, this is our website. We will host it later. And this is our index.html. The reason of renaming it to index.html is the index.html is your by default web page view, and if you create any just like home.html and add the content just like home here, and for going to home.html you have to specify the URL like home.html like this. So this is why index.html is needed. And now we will see that how to navigate to home.html on click of any element, and that is done using the anchor tag. And we have two types of anchoring here, that is called absolute URL, that start with the HTTPS or the protocol, and the second is relative URL that we are going to use here. That is, let's use any tag just like div. Let me introduce your div that is called for division, and su dot slash home dot html. Dot slash means the current directory. If you call dot dot, then it will go outside the directory. And let's write here home, and if you will click here, we will navigate it to home page. So this is about the anchor tag, and you can also add styling to it, and this is for division purpose. And if I will show you the style by style, that is border 2 pixel solid, you can see this covers the whole width. This is called the display block, and if I will convert it to span, this will cover only this much. So this is the difference between span and div. You have also learned this, and now we will work with some multimedia and some list, ordered list. So for creating an ordered list, let me show you the HR tag and EM tag, that is for italic, I tag for italic. Okay, these are basic tags. B tag for bold, and marquee tag. All the displays are inline, so you can see all the things are inline. But if I will div and something, that will create a new line. And let me show you the BR tag also. BR tag will create a line break, and HR tag will add a line here. And I have to show you the marquee tag, the behavior direction. You can also specify these things, but I am not going to show you. You have to write anything just like marquee, and this will do a little animation in the page. You can just search about the marquee tag, and this will show you the things about the marquee tag. Geeks for Geeks is also very reputed website. You can go there and learn. And MDN is the most official website of internet. So we have learned so many things from now, and always, so we can commit it to our GitHub to save our codes, and this will be committed to our GitHub repository. See, home.html, index.html is here. So now we have added the href tag in our anchor tag. We can also, after specifying, you get the image here. And let's talk about video and audio tag. You can also directly add the source of the video here. I have a video called command dot this, and this is a video. You can see here. After adding the video, you will not see anything here, because we have to show the controls. That is called, we have to specify controls, and that will show the control, and specify the width is equal to 100%, and we can also specify the height of the video in pixels, just like height 20 pixel, that will be very smaller. 200 pixel, that will be little larger. And you can use the style tag, style background to black, that will make the background black in the video. And this is how you can modify your HTML tag. You can also use the source format, just like adding a source here, source media, and source tag, and specify your media here, the src here instead of the main video tag. And I have created a video on how to use custom video players, just like player.io. This is a video player for your website.
Grow up on these shores.
So this is about multimedia tag. You can also use the audio tag here. The process is same. Just paste the audio URL here. I am using the video URL, and this will play the audio here. Add a proper audio URL here. You can also search on internet about audio tags, and let's learn about lists. Add an HR here, and there are two types of list. First is ordered list, and this will show a list in order, and after in the order list we have to create li tags for list 1, and that is in an order, just like 1 2 3 4. And we can also specify that we want 1 2 3 4 ABCD or any another thing another format. And there's a unordered list called UL and LI list 1, and this is works in a dot square. We can also modify this. I will show you. In list section, and here are the other tags you can use. Type 1, type A, etc. You can give this, or start 50. This will start from 50. If I will write type A and start C, start 50, then it will show from the 50 index. Or if I specify 3 4, then you can see the changes according to that, and by default it's the number. Okay, so this is about list tag, and you can use div, block, and inline. I already explained you about div and p tag, and div is for division. See the results here. And this is about classes, that you can assign same classes to multiple elements, but id is unique, and you can target the id for JavaScript or CSS purposes. And this is the iframe tag. You can embed any website, just like you have to put the source of the website, just like this is a URL. Just copy it and use an iframe tag. Yeah, this will come under multimedia tag, or maybe anywhere else. And this is not loading. This will load here. Refuse to connect. Obviously this will refuse to connect, because they have a security layer, so no one can embed their website here. We will embed our own home.html here, and we can see the home.html. here, and we can reload the frame and view frame source. That will be the source code of home.html. so these are the things, and now we have to learn HTML forms. And for forms, we'll create a new HTML that is called forms.html, and let's add anchor tag for going to forms.html and form. Let's open form. In form, we have the input tags where we can input our text, a radio checklist checkbox, a submit button, and a button. We can let me copy this, and the label tag is used for specifying the input that is targeted for the input. I will show you. Firstly, let's get the basic syntax, and this is our form looks like. We can also specify the method using get, set, post, and add a button. Submit, type, submit, reset. These are the options. Reset will reset the all values entered inside the form, and submit will submit using the get method. Get, post method are different things you will learn in JavaScript. And let's add this and click on submit. You can see the URL here. Let's change now. This is because of the get method. And we have a input type file. Input file that is used for uploading file. Let's name it file and file. After adding file, the get method will not work because it will just transfer the name. But for getting file, we have to use post method and specify where you have to send the post method using action, just like new.php. And this will post all the form data to new.php. And we can get all the data in $data is equal to $_request and your files file names you can specify here, just like file. So I'm not going into PHP, and I think our form part is over. And if you want to know about label, let me show you the use of label. For we have to specify the ID that is called file, and then select if we want to hide this or not hide, whatever we want. Just specify the class name and hide, and we will create an style for .hide that will be display and none. That it's hidden now. And when I click on the select, it is still working because this is label for the ID of the input tag. So if you will click here or if you will click here, both will work. This is the use of label. And canvas are very advanced things, canvas and SVG for creating it. So you will learn in JavaScript. HTML, YouTube, it's not required to add. and I think we have completed all the things. Just table is remaining, and for table we will use in the form, and this is the table. We have to write the table in a table tag, and then we have table row columns. Table row contain the table heading, that is this heading 1, heading 2, and second table row, this is the second row that contains the table data, and we can also add more data to it, and we can also add a style that border 2 pixel solid, and we can also specify it here, table row border 2 pixel solid red. Table heading, table row, and table data. So this is the way you can do it. And there's one more thing that is called nothing. You can go to tables from here, and this is the page from where you can learn the table things, and these are the attribute these are the tags, just like t foot, t body, t head, caption, call span.
In this lesson, you will learn how to create these elements and add table data with
So this was the video. So this was the basic video about HTML and its tags, and I think I have covered all the basic tags that is used for a basic development. We can go for advanced, and after learning you can attempt this quiz for what is HTML stands for. It's hypertext markup language, and which one of links correct structure of the document, that will be this. Okay, and which tag is used for the largest heading, obviously h1, and how to create hyperlinks using a tag, and href is the attribute name, so answer will be 1. And which tag is used to display images in HTML, that is img tag, answer is 1. Unordered list, ul. How to merge two tables, call span, cell span, row span. We have to use call span, you can search in here. You can get the data from here, and this which attribute you should define the URL where the form data will be sent. I shown you the action method. And HTML to define important text, that will be strong, obviously strong important IBR. Strong is just like bold, it creates a bold thing. And you can also use underline tag, ul, that will be underlined, these things. So that was the video about the basic HTML. Now we will see how to deploy our HTML website. So for that we can use GitHub pages, Netlify, Vercel, Heroku like services. For deploying, Heroku is paid now. So for now we are going to use GitHub pages, and we are going to deploy this on this repository only. So let's push our changes. Git add dot a little bit git commands, git commit message, and your message will be pages. We will deploy it on GitHub pages, and let's do git push. That will upload all the files on GitHub, and let's reload it. And we have 4 commits now, and for deploying it we have to go to settings and go to pages, and from here we will select our main branch, and this is a git thing, just like the main branch, and your deployment will be started. Just go to HTML in one video and see the deployment is running. You can also search for Netlify drop to upload your website, or for temporary hosting you can use TinyHost. Just create a zip of your file and upload it here, and you will get desktop. And let's go to YouTube, HTML in one video, and upload the index.html. For this you can also create a zip and upload it, or just choose your index.html or all the files. If you have many files you can use the GIF format and authorize it with your GitHub. And the pages build is also complete. Let's go back, click on settings, and this is your website URL. Let's add it here. And here your website is live now, and let's open in new tab our this website is hosted on GitHub, and this is hosted on this tiny.site website, and this is on free hosting, so that's why this is showing this. So I will recommend you to use either Netlify or use this GitHub pages. If you don't want a direct URL like this, if you want direct URL, create the repository name as this, the selected text. So this was the video about HTML, CSS and JavaScript. You can visit our YouTube channel to know more things related to development and programming here. And you can visit our GitHub and create new commits, new issues there if you find any issue there. So that was all stuff, all the things about this video, HTML in one video. You can find all the codes here, and all you just have to go to wiki or click here, and this is just a small wiki. You can also clone this using git clone and paste the URL, and your all the files will be here. Click on this icon and the preview will be shown here. So thanks for watching the video. Do check out this repository, and the main thing is go to resources, and after learning HTML, don't stop and click on what's next and see what you have to learn next, and do the HTML quiz and be updated with this repository and do questions here. And you can also go to issues and create your own issue, or go to quiz here, and this is without answer, top 15 questions only from that part only. So check out this repository. You can also go to discussions and create new quizzes, new discussion here, comment on each other's discussion, vote it, like it, dislike it, whatever you want you can do it here. So thanks for watching this video. Thanks.